We're coming to you today from Zest Now, the website for women 55 and forward. Today we're going to learn about makeup for our age group. This is the first in our series. I'm Diane Morris, the editor of Zest Now. Sitting with me is celebrity makeup artist Sujata. She has over 20 years of experience working with personalities in fashion, television, and politics. She's worked with Barbara Walters, Diana Ross, Diane Sawyer, Linda Ellerby, and Hillary Clinton. I know she understands women over 55. Regina is our model for today. Regina was the face for Tiffany jewelry when it was introduced into Japan 20 years ago. Now that she's past her 60th birthday, she's noticed very subtle changes to her appearance. Like many of us, she would like to have her makeup look natural, just naturally the way she looked 15 years ago. Sujata is going to help us to do that.
Many women over 50 and 60 tend to be discouraged with their complexions, so therefore they overcompensate by using too much makeup or not enough makeup at all. But the key is to use the proper tools, the proper application, and to create a youthful look.
Now we're ready to start with Regina's makeup. She looks as though she has a bare face, but I know you had her do some things ahead of time.
To prepare the face, I had her cleanse, tone, and moisturize.
I know that sun protection is important in a moisturizer. Tell us about that.
Yes, Diane, the best sun protection for the face is 30. However, some people feel that if they use sun protection with 15 in their moisturizer and 15 in their foundation, that it equals 30, but it doesn't. You still get only 15, so 30 is the best.
Okay, now I understand we're going to be applying primer. This is a new idea for me. I understand it's been in the high-end lines, but now it's becoming a part of drugstore lines. Tell me about it.
Primer prepares the skin for the foundation. It softens the skin, it hydrates the skin, and it's almost similar to spackling, where you fill in the crevices and any little thing and it just softens. So when you apply your foundation, it's much smoother. It gives a better, smoother coverage and appearance to the face.
Now concealer. I know it's good for under the eyes, but where else do you use it?
I use a concealer not only under the eyes but in the sinus area, on the eyelids because it allows the eyeshadows to last longer and cling to the eyes, down the center of the nose, and over the mouth. And this helps to even out the whole skin tone in front of the face.
Tell me, with concealer, what kind of color should one choose?
You should always use a concealer that is slightly 2 shades lighter than your natural skin tone.
With foundation, I've noticed that in department stores, they always test it on my wrist for color. Is that the right way to test for color?
Well, it's not the wrong way, but I find that it's best to apply it to your jawline. The jawbone here, because you want to match your face with your neck, and you blend it in. That's the best way, in my opinion. And if you can do it in natural lighting, that's even better.
Well, I also noticed that you use a little sponge or something to apply it instead of your fingers.
Yes.
Why do you do that?
Because your fingers have natural oils on them, and with the sponge it's easier to blend, and also if you have a little bit of product in the sponge, you can just press if you want to add more.
Now tell me about powder. I've always thought powder was something you added at the end of a makeup to keep off the shine.
Yes, Dan, I apply powder directly after the foundation so that we can seal the foundation in, and if there's any droppage from the eyeshadow, it's easier to whisk it off. And then sometimes I apply it at the very end too, after the blush is applied and the shadows and everything, just to seal the whole look.
Now we've created a beautifully toned skin. It's the canvas for the whole face. In the next segment, we'll be dealing with beautiful eyes. Today we're going to learn about beautiful eyes. This is the second in our makeup tutorials. I know you've told me that it's important to avoid shimmer in eyeshadow. Why is that?
Sometimes we have crepiness over the eyes or lines, and the shimmers accentuate the lines in the eyes.
How many colors of eyeshadow do I need?
I would say you only need 3. 2 is good, but 3 is good. The 2 you need a lighter shade to highlight, and then you need your contour shade. The highlighter brings out a certain area of your eye, and the darker shade diminishes a certain area of your eye.
Tell me about eyeliner. What kind of eyeliner should I use?
Okay, the first thing is that you should not use liquid eyeliner because liquid eyeliner is much too harsh on the eyes. I suggest you using either a dark eyeshadow or a pencil that's retractable. The retractable pencils are much softer on the lid and much easier to spread.
Well, what about applying it? I noticed that you use a different thing than I'm used to.
Yes. Well, when I apply it, instead of drawing the line straight, I edge it. I go back and forth with short little strokes. And it's easier to apply and you get more leverage that way.
Tell me about how to do the lower lashes.
The lower lashes can be lined underneath the eye with the same liner that you use above the eye. And this helps to open up the eyes.
Great. And then what about that sort of little white line that's below the upper lashes?
Yes, that line is called the upper rim. The upper rim can be lined with the same liner. You just start at the inner corner of the eye and you glide it towards the center, and then from the outer corner of the eye and glide it towards the center and sort of look down slightly. Don't look up, look down.
I think it's so interesting what's happening in mascara these days. After such a long period of time, there's such innovation happening. How do you tell what's right for you?
Well, Diane, it depends on the type of eyelashes that you have. If your eyelashes are short, then you would opt for a lengthening mascara. If your eyelashes are fine, then you want a thickening mascara. However, there are mascaras that they claim to curl, but I prefer the eyelash curler. And in this case, you curl the lashes first and then apply the mascara. A lot of people make the mistake of using the mascara first and then curling.
Eyebrows are so important for women after 55. Often the eyebrows get a little sparse or they get a little lighter in color. I know you've done a wonderful article in zestnow.com on grooming your eyebrows, but how do you handle it from a makeup standpoint?
Well, first of all, the eyebrows do the same thing for the eyes as a frame does for a picture. It completes the eye and it finishes the look. Now, no matter whether you use pencil or powder, you can fill in the eyebrows, and when you extend the eyebrows, it's very important not to make the eyebrows go down, because you'll give your face a sad appearance.
I see that you use an interesting tool when you do Regina's eyebrows. What is that?
That is called a spoolie. A spoolie is used to groom the eyebrows, and for example, when I use a pencil for your eyebrows, it softens the brows so you don't have a harsh look.
So now we've completed beautiful eyes. In our next segment, we're going to be dealing with adding health and vitality to the face. Today we're going to be adding a look of health and vitality to the face. I know that with blushes there are powders, gels, and creams. What do you recommend and where do you apply it?
Well, Diane, it depends on the texture of the skin. If you tend to have drier skin, then you might want to use a cream, and you just smile and you apply it to the apple of the cheeks and just blend it up with your fingers, or you can use a sponge. With the powder, you use a powder brush in the same area, on the apple of the cheek and up to the temple of the face.
I know I have dry lips. I used to blame it on growing up in Minnesota with the cold winters, but I now realize that many women over 50 have very dry lips. What can we do about that?
Well, there are lip moisturizers. You have conditioners such as Blistex that you would use before applying your lipstick, or if you prefer to use something a little more organic, I like Trader Joe's Virtuoso.
I've always thought that lip liner should match the color of your lipstick, but you tell me that's not the case. Tell me what I should get and how to apply it.
Well, first your lip liner should match the color of your lips instead of the color of the lipstick. The way you apply it is to start in the center of the lip and make the M mark and connect this end to this end. And then in the bottom it's like an inverted tabletop. You start in the center and then connect and connect.
And now for lipstick. How do we choose what shade is right for us?
The lip should be muted when you put emphasis on the eyes. And these days the look has stronger eyes and softer lips. And it's best to use a lip brush to apply your lipstick. This way it's easier to fill in the lips.
What about lip gloss? Is that something you should only use in the evenings?
No, Diane, I use lip gloss during the day as well as in the evening. And what's great about lip gloss is that it gives you a nice dewy appearance.
Let's talk about the last step, bronzer. I think it's something that's relatively new and something that people can be a little afraid of because they think it might be like a fake tan or have a funny color. But you use it in a very particular way.
I use bronzer at the temples and around the hairline, around the jawline, a little on the tip of the nose, and also in the hollow of the cheek, because this way it warms the face up. And in the evening, you can bring it down under décolleté if you have a scoop neck, and it warms the whole body up very nicely.
Regina looks marvelous. You did a wonderful tutorial. Thank you so much for helping us. She has a great day look now. And thank you, Regina, for being such a wonderful model.
It was a pleasure, but there's just one more thing. If you want to change the day look into a night look, you just simply take a darker shadow and apply it to the outer corners of the lids and carry it a little bit down, maybe 3/4 of the way under the eye, and blend it. And there you are. You add a little zinc for the evening.
I hope you've learned as much as I have. Please go to zestnow.com, where you'll see a list of the products and tools that we've used in these videos. Thank you very much for joining us.